Well, we're here at the Shell gas station in Bowling Green for a quick top-off, and I'm going to get in this beautiful Plymouth Fury. And as we continue our trip on the drive home. The owners happen to be in here, and it's a treat to have the owners of the car driving the car. It's something that doesn't happen that often on these interviews, so it's a pleasure to introduce you to both Mike and Dawn Fisher. They own this beautiful 1959 Plymouth Fury. Now, where did you find this beauty?
This came about basically through an eBay search. I was looking for anything and everything on a snowy December day up in northern Michigan, and many years I've been looking for another Sport Fury. It was my first car in high school. My senior year, I bought a Sport Fury that had the Golden Commando in it, that had the shifter on the column, but as a teenager do sometimes, I had a little driver error with the car and ended up pretty much smashing it up after only 6 months of driving. Many years I looked for cars, and all the Plymouth Sport Furies or Plymouth Furies I could find had high mileage, were rusty, just unattractive cars that didn't really spike my attention. So lo and behold, this little car popped up on eBay, and the first thing that got our attention was the fact this car was advertised as 4,700 miles. And I thought, obviously, that was an error. I'd never seen anything like that in a Plymouth Sport Fury, maybe a Plymouth itself. But the person who was actually a dealer out, a Bentley dealer of all things, out in Bellingham, Washington, was brokering the car for an estate. And I called the number. I did not know it was at that time a Bentley dealer, but when the receptionist said this was a Bentley dealer, I was kind of taken aback. What would they be doing selling a Plymouth Sport Fury? And she said, let me get a salesman on the line. First thing I asked him was, is this 4,700 miles the real deal? And he said, Mr. Fisher, this car is a brand new car. We've had it in the estate for over 27 years. Back before that, we think it was only a one-owner car before that, so you're the third person, or would be the third owner. So the other thing was, why don't you sell it at the dealership? And they said, we were concerned that our constituents who were buying Bentleys would be upset to know we were brokering 59 Plymouth Furies or anything in that era, so we put it on eBay. So we thought that was pretty funny. I asked him if he was open to a little dealing on the thing, and he said, what number would you like to look at? And I gave him a little low ball, like you always try to do, and he said, I think that'll work out fine. So, well, we're back in northern Michigan. I want to get the car back to the Haggerty 4th of July car show. And he said, well, I think we've got a few days to do that. And I said, well, I'll start getting a shipper ready for that. And he said, no, we'll ship it back for you. I was taken aback by that again, but he said, we got 2 cars going to Ohio and a 3-car hauler. We'll throw yours in for that. He said, as long as you'll come down and pick it up somewhere on the Indiana-Michigan border, we got a deal. And that was it.
Don, you're part of the partnership here in the deal. Now, you get to drive this car once in a while?
Oh, yeah. I drive it whenever I want. It is, I mean, it's fun to take out because people just love to look at it. And I know Michael told you a bit of the history on it, but everything is the original way, and it's still got the original plastic on the seats, which is incredible. I mean, you think about that. And it just, everything about it is so unique that it's just fun to take out and about and have people, you know, enjoy it. So.
And now, Now, do you take it to some events just for the wow factor? Obviously, car shows. But are there other events like clubs you belong to or things like that you take it to?
Yes, we do that. I mean, this being one of them because I'm on the board of the RPM and AAT Museum, and so it's, you know, part of it, and it's part of saving these cars, and it's a lot of great fun to have it.
What is it about this car in the design that makes it so much fun to look at?
Oh, I think back in the day, the designers were so much more into the whole feeling with the car, whereas today they're mostly boxes, you know. And when you look at this, I mean, the wings on it, the way it's set up in the front, I mean, you just sit there and go, oh my God. And the weight of it, wow. The metal on it alone is much heavier than my race car.
So you're going to keep it?
Oh yes, definitely. This is one you don't sell.
The color of this car, by the way, is called ice blue, and one of the early designers which we met early last summer that was involved in the program that brought this car to fruition was saying that the guys in the Chrysler division that were working on this car called it a chick magnet. They thought the colors looked great. They thought it would be a car that the guys could really kind of roll around in and have a good time.
Well,
going through the going through the drive-ins. So it was, you know, that's one of the things. But I think we do get a lot of attention with it. One of the things I really like about the car, I wasn't a big fan of the fins, but I think the car is very well balanced with the fins on this car. I love the way they blend the quad headlights, and I think not having a B pillar in this car really makes the shape of the car beautiful. It's just, you know, it's just a comfortable looking car, but it's got a pretty dramatic look to it. I think a lot different than a lot of the older Finn cars.
I understand the base price of this car was about $3,500.
That's correct.
And I mean, do you think this car was outfitted with options that would have increased that? Or?
This car actually has less options probably when
You turn it down.
Well, some of them I turned down, but I think the one thing is, of course, we don't have the FM radio in the car. Does not have air conditioning. Does not even have a window washer. That was apparently not part of this car when the original owner had it built. But one of the other unique things about this car, it has the Chrysler swivel seats. So these seats swing out for easy in, easy out access. And one of my favorite stories is that my grandmother came up from Tennessee to Indiana to visit us over the years when I had the car before I had the accident, which was really only a few months. My grandmother would turn down a ride in my father's Buick so she could ride in my Sport Fury and get in and out of the car with the easy in and easy out seats. So it actually was very functional. I'd have to say that one of the things that I was so impressed with in this car as a crazy teenager and having a real battle with a couple telephone poles, 4 of us in this car stepped out of it without a scratch, and that was phenomenal. We put the car back together to the point that it was drivable, but the only thing that we could not do in my original Sport Fury was stop the leaking in that big back window, which is constantly having water problems back there. So of all things, I decided to trade the car in and get a Plymouth Valiant station wagon. the floor, and it was a lot of fun in my senior year in high school. So
What a trade-in.
yeah,
Well, how is the car powered?
it's got a 318 cubic inch. It's somewhere around 230 horsepower or so, but it's very peppy. I mean, it's got nice torque. The car, of course, with this transmission, I think, of course, back in the day, my manual transmission was a little quicker, but the car cruises along. I'm very surprised on this trip, by the way. Here we are at 8,500 miles, and we haven't put a drop of oil in it yet, and it's been getting about 18 to 21 miles a gallon, which I think is pretty amazing for a car in the late 50s, early 60s to be doing that, when we were talking about muscle cars back then and so forth, and not really worried about mileage. I remember pumping fuel into my 59 Plymouth Sport Fury for 25 cents a gallon. So it was, but this car just seems to cruise right along. It's very, very comfortable.
I remember, so you've had the car, now how many miles do you have on it now?
Well, we started this trip probably with somewhere around 7,200 miles, I believe it was. We're up to 84, but just about 8,500 miles now. So we're, this trip technically is somewhere around 2,200 miles the way it's laid out.
Quite often you see that steering wheel all corroded and chipped and everything else. This is an unbelievable condition.
Yeah, they usually started out a little bit more white than they are obviously right now.
Well, of course.
And over the years, they've really changed color a bit. But you're absolutely right. I mean, most of them they have stress cracks in them.
Yeah.
I always tell people when I drive this car, I remember as a teenager driving it with my fingers the way I'm kind of driving it right now with these little bullet chrome pieces here. It's a nice little addition to resting your hands one way or the other on it, and it's good to be close to the horn, I guess.
Well, you have a museum quality car here. I mean, this is amazing to look onto something like that. It's one of those unbelievable car stories that happen to be true. So.
It's really an eye catcher, and we certainly get a lot of attention with the car. I mean, most people that see it think it's been a restoration.
Yeah.
And if you look around really closely, you'll realize that it's not a restoration. I mean, there's a lot of the padding on the car has gone away. A lot of the padding under the seats have gotten kind of used up a little bit. But all in all, the car is really in fantastic condition. We're trying to leave it as is, without any restoration, for as long as we can, and have it be more of a survivor car.